Hey, what's up, Andrew? Quick demo video for you for your Super Stunt Graflex. Right, you sent this to me. I actually got this in the mail yesterday, and this was a bit of a redo. So I took out the old chassis that you had here. Um, Not going to say any names. It was just kind of rough, and it ended up ultimately being that your Proffie board had come up from the shelf that it sits in, touched the inside of the metal handle, and it's fried. It wouldn't work. So I just use brand new parts, right? So I left the speaker in here, obviously, because that thing's never coming out. And then I didn't take these out. So this entire chassis, I didn't use anything. I made you a new chassis. It's still a 2-button setup. So your front switch here, that's your activation. Your back is your auxiliary. You do still have CC sabers in here for your lit PCB connector, which is what you had before. And then, of course, how you get to everything is you just want to unscrew the handle. We'll take this off. This is the chassis I came up with yesterday for you. Your Proffie board is adhesed down to the shelf this time. So that way I can make sure that it doesn't pop up on you again. But if you look at it from here, you can get to your micro USB and your SD card without ever moving the board. So that's how I designed that there. Right, so there's plenty of room. You just take a pair of tweezers and pull your SD card out and back in, and then a 90-degree data cable fits right in there, just in case you ever want to get in there and change some fonts. I did use the old SD card from the board though, because it had all your sound fonts on it, which was actually quite a bit. And then I was able to find the config file that was on there too. So I loaded that up on this Proffie and you're all good to go. You do have still a 28mm Smuggler's Outpost Elite speaker. I'm not sure what speaker this is, all right, but this is the Smuggler's Outpost version. So we'll throw a battery in here on this. All the wires are hidden. This is the negative side of your battery, the spring. So we'll just throw that in real quick.
My powers have doubled since the last time we met, Count.
There was a battery that you sent with this. I'm going to send it back to you. You left it in the Saber. It's completely dead, so you'll need to charge that guy up, but it works just fine. Right? It just needs a good charge. This is my battery. This is just my testing battery. But anyway, we get the handle on tight. LEDs shining like they should right here. Auxiliary. Twist off. We'll throw a blade in. This is a little too big for my normal test blade, or it's a little too tight for my normal test blade. This blade socket is extremely tight. So I've got a little guy right here that I usually use for stuff like this. I'm not even going to use the blade retention, but your blade retention is right here. This is holding my blade super tough. We'll go to another sound font.
You underestimate my
You have battle mode, so of course you know if you hit the blade or the saber, it'll initiate blade lock up, and it will stay like that until you pull away from it, just like that. And then you can twist it off like that, and all of your sound fonts have a little pre-off on the blade. But to get to your soundtracks, it's the same thing, just a long press on the activation button. And then another long press to turn it off. Just like that, right? If you want blade lockup, well, actually you have battle mode. But you can also hold down the auxiliary and hit the saber. And you can get blade lockup that way too. And it will stay like that while you're holding the button down until you let go of it. We'll cycle through a few of these fonts.
Thank you, my master.
Another one. just like that. We'll go ahead and we'll take the blade out. One thing I had to do on this guy to make sure that your sound did not get distorted, because this is a deceivingly small handle for a removable battery. You know, ideally, maybe this had a static battery in mind, but I like to do removable whenever I can. I did print a little 0.12 inch thick spacer, and I glued it right to the underside of the pommel right there. You can see it. So that thing's never coming out. It's vented for sound. It's vented all the way around. And it sounds really good. But that keeps the speaker off of the pommel, which is what I think the intention of all the super glue here was to do as well, right? I just did it a little bit different, so that way you couldn't see it on your actual chassis. But anyway, yeah, you just come over here from the positive side and pop it out with your finger, and it should pop right out. That is your Super Stunt. Let me know if you got any questions, and if not, I will get this guy out in the mail to you by Monday. All right, thanks.